comScore is very pleased to expand the relationship we have with Charter and now Spectrum. So earlier in the year, we renewed our agreement with Charter, and soon thereafter, when they completed their acquisition of Time Warner, we renegotiated, and happily, we are able to include now the Spectrum households within our reporting household base. Translation, what does that mean in terms of value? We moved from our current over 22 million households worth of television audience data to more than 35 million households, effectively giving us about 75 million reportable television sets in use so that we can understand what tuning behavior is at incredible scale. And the importance is just not the tuning data, it's the ability to match that tuning data with relevant audience consumer data sets, so that not only can we track tuning, we can track advertising, and we can track consumption.
So tell us how the consumption, or just talk a little bit operationally how that works from the sort of the beginning to the consumption.
Yep. So from a data point of view, we warehouse multiple data sets and utilize various companies like Experian to provide data matching. So the first piece is acquiring large-scale data sets from television and then from consumer side. And then through our privacy-compliant processes, match those data so that we understand actual tuning behavior with real purchasing, so that we can identify programs with high propensity of certain advertiser segments, and very importantly, then match it to what the campaigns are performing. The result is that now we can provide much more detail on the accountability of advertising, both in television as well as digital.
And who are the customers for the product?
It ranges from our core networks, stations, agencies, and advertisers. Publishers as well.
Great. And there's a lot of talk about addressable TV,
Yeah.
and what are your thoughts about addressable metrics around that and sort of where things might be going?
Yeah, both companies, Rentrack formerly and comScore, measured the initial MVPD, addressable advertising. So DirecTV and Dish predominantly were the ones that really rolled it out at great national scale because they had national footprints. But importantly, they also had the data and advertising capabilities to embed advertising within their set-top boxes. They then relied on companies Rentrack and comScore to provide the measurement as a third party to not only validate the ads, but also to measure the value. And again, it's not just on the actual tuning, it's creating the segments. So what we're able to do is identify the advertising effectiveness, if you will, that measures not just the household tuning, but the consumers in the household that consume brands of specific products.
And the implications are?
Implications are, how do we enable our customers and clients to better manage their media portfolio, both from the content provider, so the programmer understands what audiences now identified as consumers they need to attract and how, and from an advertiser agency perspective, how they become more efficient. So it's television now becomes more accountable because now what they can do is plan more effectively and deliver their segments with higher efficiencies. So no longer do we have waste factors that are standard among media buys. Now we have the capability that's driven through data that can identify where the efficiencies of reaching their segments more efficiently, more frequently, with higher reach.